Good morning. Let's review the ambassador program. When the RDA discovered Pandora...
You can't discover something that was there all along.
Hotly. When we say discovered, we mean it was the first time humans came here. When we arrived, we realized that this was an opportunity to create beneficial relationships with the indigenous peoples. We created avatars like mine to help create relationships with the Na'vi. And when you graduate, it'll be your job as ambassadors to reach out to the Na'vi clans and to help us to create those alliances. Can anyone tell me how that can be done?
The RDA can share their medicines, technologies, and knowledge.
That's absolutely correct, Taylor.
Director Mercer, we have been going over TAP's mission as you requested.
Why would Na'vi want to have alliances with you?
Hotly.
Alma. You have no idea what life is like out there, Ahari. It's savage. We found you as children after your clan abandoned you. We have given you a future. A purpose.
Our clan would never have abandoned us. Built up on its land.
That's okay. Down.
I allowed you to keep that dirty trinket under the condition it remained in your bunk, Hand it over.
It was our mother's. It's not a dirty trinket. You don't even know what a song chord is.
Ahari? It's just a broken string. I know this is difficult for you, but you have to accept that your mother abandoned you.
Liar!
You all know the rules. No physical contact. No dinner for any of you.
Director Mercer, sir!
Manor, Titensi. Aungangahu, Tam.
Satwilunit solanimun. Satona folaungat kamalunge.
You're supposed to be speaking English on base.
When you cry out at night, Telan, you cry out in Na'vi!
Why do you always take Mercer's side?
Director Mercer saved us.
Talon, they took us from our families. We are saplings cut from our roots. We may not remember where we're from, but we can still grow out there on Pandora.
Can't even remember the words of our clan songs anymore.
We can sing them even without words.
We can't let them strip the Na'vi out of us. We have to do something before it's too late.
We are stronger than them now. I felt it in the classroom with the Mercer. We can end this tonight. I have an idea. Aunga kana kelku. Good job, Daylan. Now we have to hurry. We only have a few minutes breathing the air before we're going to need masks.
We found them.
I'm very disappointed in you. We have given you this privileged life, and you want to throw it all away.
We don't want your privileged life. We belong out there!
No, you belong to us! You cannot fathom how much we have invested in you.
We saved you, gave you a home, an identity.
We already had an identity. We are not the...
No! You are what I made you!
Yeah, you are.
We may not remember the words,
Yeah.
but we can still sing the songs of our people.
Stop singing. I said shut up! Stop singing!
We are going home. Aunga Kennekelku.
I'm warning you, Harry. Not another step!
Saumatela. Wangirana kalku.
Stop right there!
What did you do? No, no, no!
So today we will continue our talk about Earth economics and the laws of supply and demand.
Why do we have to use human weapons?
Nor, we've been over this. Pandora is a very dangerous place.
But we've hardly seen Pandora. How do we know what we're protecting ourselves against?
Cortez, I need to talk to you over here, now. Look, orders have come down from Hell's Gate. We are being evacuated from Pandora. I need you to grab your stuff before the panic starts.
What?
Look, we have lost Pandora. Some Avatar driver named Jake Sully went full native, turned the Na'vi on us. That's why you can't trust any of them. I need you to get your stuff together and get back to your old damn body now. Puppet show is over.
Okay, everyone, collect your things.
Hey, Cortez, I will handle this. You need to go. You know what to do.
Follow me! Quickly! We've got this one chance! Come on! Get in.
What are you doing?
You'll be safe here.
Is Mercer leaving us?
We are no longer of use to him.
No! I won't believe it!
Hurry, you need to hide!
Let us go. We can take them. We can escape to Pandora.
There are soldiers everywhere! You won't make a single step!
This is our chance to be free.
This is your only chance to survive.
What about you?
You're just gonna go to sleep. For a little while. It won't be long, okay?
You helped me before.
You helped me before. You helped me before.
You helped me.
You helped me.
You helped me before. I'll help you now. Stay where you're needed.
You helped me before. I'll help you now. Stay where you're needed.
You made it. I thought I lost you. All of you.
What's going on? What happened?
Been asleep for a while. A long, long while.
Well, Natikame. Must you prod at them like this? If they can walk, they can walk. The rest we have to leave.
But the RDA left, didn't they? And you left us here.
The Sky People have returned, Sarentu.
Sarentu. No one has ever called me that.
That is your clan. And a mighty one at that. We thought you were lost to this world, but this Dreamwalker thought to lock you up in a box instead.
I'll explain when we get back. But for now, you take it easy. Your body's still waking up.
Did everyone make it? I'm here. Nord and Taylan too. We're safe.
We're getting out! At last! It's really happening! We're all getting out! Together!
Oh, why does it look so different in here?
Can we hurry things up? RDA are en route. You can have your reunion later.
Come, eat. You will need your strength.
We found rations in the canteen. There's probably more. I think there's more.
Where's Yefti and Telesi?
Maybe Alma sent them to a different cryo vault.
Don't touch me with that.
I'm sorry. Studying Na'vi wasn't really part of my training. Come on, we gotta go.
Who are these people? Mercer's people? Is Mercer here too?
No. These are friends. You're all right.
Why do I feel so stiff? How long did we sleep? Focus on anything else. You need to lose
RDA squad closing in. We can move.
Everyone out!
The children. They're alive. Cortez. She always thought we were making pets and not soldiers. Get rid of them. One got out!
It's jammed! Then find another way! Go around! Let's catch him!
Kill all Na'vi on sight.
say move right then!
One more made it. Over here. Are you all right? Here, take this.
A radio?
Put it in your ear. It is tuned to our frequency.
You've been busy.
They were looking for you. They found me. You need to move, now.
Wait, what's your name?
Saltleg, one of the last of my clan. I am here so you will not be the last of yours. Keep moving, fast and quiet. Go.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. Those soldiers are everywhere.
It's okay. Breathe. Look for a way out.
Saltleg, can you hear me? Where is everyone else? Did they get out?
I'm making sure they do. Are you safe?
For now, I think.
Let me worry about the others. Just keep moving.
The fruit looks, it'll kill you faster than the locals will.
Would you stop staring at this stuff? You heard Harding. We need to find them.
Wait, you hear that? Hello, Blue? You still here? We just want to talk. I'll give you a present.
We don't have enough resources to
that'll
survive long out here.
There are bugs on this moon bigger than me, with appetites to match.
What I wouldn't give for a good cup of coffee right now.
Can't wait to get away from you. Why don't we get better weapons?
What's going on here?
That was close.
Do not let them escape. Shoot to kill.
Everything I see or don't see wants me dead. Now the party's really getting started.
Ugh. Door to the gym is locked. I'll try to find a way through.
Stay watchful.
Stay focused. Anything could be out there. Not long now. Shift will be over soon. I actually like the night. One big trap. Just waiting for you to drop.
Okay, I'm out of the gym.
Good. Now get to them.
Saltleg! long were we asleep? Solek? Can you hear me?
Gotcha. What'd you catch, Harding? You don't gotta worry about this one. It hasn't got anywhere near the fight its sister did.
Murderer.
Well, look where it got her. Such a shame. They could have been of use once. But now there are no Na'vi ambassadors. Only Na'vi obstacles.
Wrong!
Solek, are you okay? That was way too close. Solek! Hello? Maybe the others followed the water.
More RDA. What happened?
Over here. By the tree.
Solek!
Here. Now you see what they kept you from. Your true home.
You saved me. Ah! You can't keep fighting. I will help you this time.
You will need arrows. Wood in the underbrush is pliable. You will find it. Simply focus your senses.
My senses?
They taught you to be human, but you are Na'vi. See the forest as I do. You see, this is your home. It will speak to you, if you let it. Let your senses guide you.
Okay, I got it.
Now you have all you need to craft arrows as I do. Sharp enough to pierce human metal. You are ready.
We should get out of here. Can you move?
Dapofed. I need a pot. From a Dapofed plant.
I'll find one. Don't worry.
Near the shore. They grow by water.
Soldiers.
Keep it together.
You see that one with the gun? You gotta take him out first.
They can't be. You'll get your shot.
Solek, I got the Dapofet. On my way back. There were more soldiers.
090.
No! He won't let them take him alive.
Come in for pickup. Emergency love this.
Too close!
Gotta take cover! I almost had it! I'm not going down without a fight!
You learn fast. This is how we heal. You have no song chord.
We had my mother's, but they stole it.
We must change that.
Wait! What should I do now?
Do? You must discover your own way, Sarentu. And until then, join the Resistance. But hear me. Those humans have the same enemy, but we're not the same. No, no, no. They are too close. Go. I'll meet you at base camp by the waterfall.
The waterfall. Resistance base must be above it.
Are those studies you're relying on peer-reviewed?
Claims all.
It is soundproof, Priya.
Sorry, filter got stuck. Jin thinks he's got it figured out now. Oh my gosh, another one. I am so glad you're here since, there's so few of you left. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Welcome to Resistance HQ. Right. Sorry. Oh, well, Nati Kamie. What?
There you are. Over here.
Okay, that went well. They like you. Everything's fine. Just...
I'm so glad to see you. We heard the shooting and Alma said to run for it. Are you okay?
Shaken. Sotlek got me out. Where are the others?
Nella and Nor made it too. But they decided to spend time outside. I don't think they should. Isn't it dangerous?
Don't worry, you're all safe now. That's what matters.
What happened back there? Tap was in ruins.
Mercer ordered it destroyed when they evacuated. I watched the walls collapse in. On you. I thought you were dead. Then Priya heard the RDA on the radio talking about his signal at Tap. I was afraid to hope.
How long were we in there?
It feels like you left yesterday.
It, should feel like that for you, but it's been nearly 16 years.
What? 16?
Alma.
That can't be right.
You need to understand. Seeing you all again today, you have no idea how much that means to me. I failed you. I won't make that mistake again, I promise. Look, take some time. Raj will get you cleaned up. Talon knows his way around already. He can show you. This can be your home now. You'll see.
"16 years. It doesn't feel real."
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. Alma's right, though. We can be at home here. I feel it. And it's cool here, right? So much cool tech.
Well, sure. But she seems pretty busy with those Na'vi they rescued.
Well, that is true, but don't you think they could use that advice more than most right now?
He's over there.
That's Raj?
He's cool. Kinda. I think everyone's just getting used to us being around.
Yes, well, processing those is a whole science unto itself. It's a challenge.
Yeah, and not turning them into tasteless, mushy goop. Or jerky. Not too wet, not too dry.
You look terrible.
You must be Raj.
It's Rajinder.
Oh, I'm sorry. Alma said...
I know Alma. Alma calls me Raj. I don't know you.
I'm new.
Relax, new. I knew you were coming. Sleeping all this time. Oh, you must be well rested. I have fresh clothes ready for all of you. Alma didn't tell me you were missing a sense of humor as well.
The children are finding their own
Hi,
ways.
Anka. Just a quick message about that. Oh, it's Priya, by the way. But you knew that. Anyway, just a message about that part I was needing for the radio. Just wondered if any of the scouting parties had found one. Also, missed you at lunch today. Jinyo said that you'd left just before I arrived. Not that I asked. He just, like told me, and I was like, no way, too bad. So anyway, if you do get that part, let's hook up. I mean, meet. Let's meet up. For the party. Okay, bye.
Sarintu. No. Sarinchu.
Sarentu. Sa-ren-tu. Try again?
Sarentru. Sarentu.
I must help them survive.
Well, hello. Good to see you again.
Anka, did you mess with this?
It's a miracle I clean up so well with the rubbish I have to work with.
Fail to prepare. Prepare to fail.
I stay as long as it is useful to the cause.
I bumped into Harding once in a hallway.
As in, literally bumped into it?
What'll it be today? Keep yourself in one piece.
Hello, everyone. Siren here. I am the millennial mom, of course. Um, so after playing for about 4 hours yesterday, I got a pretty good bit of experience of the game mechanics, at least for the early game. So I thought I should share my thoughts. That sounds funny. On the game so far. I'm not used to reading off a script, but I wrote one down because I didn't want to forget anything that I wanted to say. So I hope I don't sound too awkward as I read off this. Um, so first off, I never thought that I would actually be playing and enjoying a Ubisoft game in 2025. But here I am, I guess. Funny. I'll start with the problems that I'm having with the game, or that the ones that I have with the game, but I guess most of them are kind of nitpicky. My first issue is with the map. The range that you can zoom in and out is very limited. You can zoom out very, very far, but the closest that you can zoom in is still pretty far out. So if you're trying to use the map to help you navigate the landscape, good luck with that. I mean, you really can't see much because you can't zoom in. There's also no map function inside of any buildings or bases whatsoever, and I've gotten lost so many times already just trying to find my way around the Resistance HQ because there's multiple entrances. And that's really frustrating. Honestly, it's pretty rare in games from my experience to not have a good map, especially inside of buildings or caves. Um, Jedi Fallen Order's map was hard to use more. Like it was more it was difficult to use more often than not. But at least its map was still navigable and you could zoom in far more to use it if you were lost. Compared to this map. Either the developers really wanted to make players experience the full immersion of being a newbie to the place and having to learn where everything is, or they were just too lazy to add maps for all the buildings or zoom in on the map so you could see more details. But whatever the reason, it's pretty inconvenient for people like me who are directionally challenged. And another problem is that I have with the map, or really the directional system, is that there aren't markings displayed to help you find objectives. If you're used to playing Skyrim or other open world games, the top of the UI shows the slider bar dictating the cardinal directions with icons of like quest objectives or other points of interest. Frontiers of Pandora doesn't have this feature as long as well as I haven't found it yet, maybe. Um Maybe it has it, but I don't know how to turn it on. But it seems like it just lacks the feature entirely. So I get lost a lot. And I'm probably not the only one. Um, all right, next, I really like the character customization, but it is a little bit limited. It seems like a waste of time to choose between playing as male or female because I haven't encountered any differences in the storyline or in the interactions so far with other characters. And along with that, you just continue to be referred to as they, them pronouns instead of it's either masculine or feminine pronouns. I guess there's nothing wrong with that if you prefer gender neutral pronouns in general, but for me and probably others, when we choose between male or female player characters, we want to be addressed in a way that reflects what we chose. Since the game lacks that, it really makes no difference in character creation, and it makes it feel kind of pointless, which is just a little disappointing. And another thing about character creation is you cannot rotate your character to look at them from all angles. You can change your clothes and gear or customize your hairstyle, face, body markings, whatever, but you only get the front view. I don't know why the developers did this because you most certainly can do this in the majority of other open world RPGs. Maybe they didn't want gamers to have the ability to turn their character around to look at their little blue alien butts in the loincloths, but who knows? I think the lack of being able to see your character from different angles makes it actually harder to create your character initially, because you can only see, for example, the hairstyle from the front, and I think there were 8 hairstyles, and in the end, it ultimately doesn't matter because what it looks like or what you choose because you only see a limited amount of it. You can't turn your character around and see what the hair looks like from the side to the back. So I just went with one of the standard hairstyles and I thought that would be fine because I just couldn't see it overall. And that was a little bit disappointing. Um, let's see. You can't name your character at all. I know you can't, that they can't necessarily have the computers or whatever pronounce any of the names that people might give their characters, but the UI just refers to the player as you. And this is more of a nitpick than anything else. Um, but seeing your chosen name on the UI, even if they can't be addressed like that, is still something that feels pretty nice and unique in a game, even if you can't be addressed by your unique name. The saving feature is automatic at checkpoints, which I find personally very inconvenient. I like saving frequently and compulsively because I don't want to lose any progress. And or something comes up and I need to step away, like stop playing, step away from the game. I can't just save and quit when I need to. And if I don't realize that I've hit a checkpoint and I keep playing after that and then I quit the game, then I lose that progress. Maybe there's some kind of indicator on the screen when it does show you when it's saving automatically, but I so far don't know where on the screen that is. Um, I'll have to figure that out, I guess, at some point. For the combat, I think the aiming of the weapons is very difficult. I'm not good at shooting mechanics in games in general, so let me preface with that. But in my experience, it's just very hard to aim in this game. In Skyrim, I play as a stealth archer every time, no matter what I try to start off as. Um, but the aiming feels so much more natural in Skyrim than it does in Frontiers of Pandora. Maybe only playing 4 hours is not good enough, or is not enough time for me to be good at the game, at the aiming feature or the fighting. So I guess I'll keep playing and see if I improve. I also don't know how to use the fruit that's supposed to restore your health. I'm not sure if there was ever an indicator on the screen that told you which key to press. All I remember is that Solek gives you a fruit and says you can use it to heal. But I don't remember there being any sort of pop up telling you what button to push. Maybe I missed that, but I also just can't seem to find any way to look at where the key bindings are. I'll have to keep looking for that also. Speaking of food and eating things, you do need it. So it's not a full survival type system like Rust or Conan Exiles, Raft, Nightingale, and there's a whole bunch of others out there. So you don't need sleep, food, and water per se, but you do need to eat frequently for your stamina, and the food can give you different buffs. You're limited on what food you can acquire until you reach a certain point in the early game. Spoilers, because you have to get rid of the sources of pollution the RDA has caused in order to harvest different edible plants. There have been a few times where I've had no food at all. I was fatigued and starving, and I almost died because I struggled to find any sort of sustenance around the map where I was exploring until I lucked out and found some rations in a lockbox. So it's very difficult early game to get enough sustenance because you just have to, I guess, speed run to get to clear the pollution out so you can gather the necessary cooking materials. Um, but on to the things that I really, really like about the game. I'm just going to start off by talking about the food since we were already on the subject. You can gather the ingredients, cook, and create recipes. The recipes and ingredients provide different effects and buffs, which I think is very cool. It reminds me of Genshin in this way. The gathering of the ingredients is interesting too because you have to hunt the meat yourself, and picking the plants has a realistic difficulty level. You have to learn exactly the right way to harvest the fruit, how to pull them at the right angles, and optimize your harvest under the right conditions. Some things can only be harvested at night, and some things are more easily harvested during the rain. I think that the quality of the food's effect is impacted by how perfectly you pick the ingredients. So if the conditions for harvesting are ideal, it's a very cool feature. Playing around with different ingredients to learn what they do in the beginning, if you've never encountered them before, reminds me of experimenting alchemically in Skyrim, which is kind of a lot of fun. Although I wish there were some more ingredients that you can use because I think I've collected almost all of them already. Um, Bonus, I don't think you can poison yourself in the game the way you can with Skyrim experimentation. Maybe you can, and I haven't discovered that yet, but I don't think you can accidentally poison yourself by just eating like raw meat or materials. Um, we'll have to see. There are a lot of different plants you can investigate as you go through the world, though it seems limited. I found myself trying to examine every little plant I come across, but the number of species available to actually get information on is not as much as I'd like. Then again, maybe I'm just a little too obsessive with the plants in the biomes, but it feels like you should be able to investigate more of the plants to at least see what they're called, but it is pretty limited. In addition to the cooking, you can also craft weapons and better gear for yourself to wear. You can find, buy, or make modifications for your weapons and gear also, which can improve different stats, and sometimes you get them gifted to you from NPCs. I randomly found some gatherers on the map, some Navi gatherers, who, when I spoke to them, just gave me some uh, mod equipment and stuff. So that was kind of interesting. Um, I really, really like how big the open world map seems to be. I haven't explored much of it yet, but there are different biomes with unique plants and animals in them. So far, the rainforest is completely beautiful, especially at night. The landscapes are so stunning that when I just walk around, I sometimes forget what I'm supposed to be doing because I'm so distracted by how mesmerizing everything is. The bioluminescence is my favorite part of the scenery. So no matter where you go at night, you're surrounded by these beautiful views, and I kind of got chills hearing some of the native Navi vocalizations in the songs when I was exploring at night and seeing the world from a really high vantage point. I just got like goosebumps. It was really cool. And so far, I really love how there's so much Navi being spoken in the game. That might seem very obvious for a game set in Pandora, but they could have taken the easy route and made it all English. Instead, I think you get a really good mix of English and Navi in the interactions with different characters. It's a whole bunch of just nerdy happiness listening to the groups of Navi speaking their native language together. And I connected to Awa, and that was so cool. I think you can do it multiple points of the storyline because it's important to the clan that you come from, the Sarantu, and I'm looking forward to that. I got goosebumps the first time it happened, and it felt like I'd been thrown into the world for full immersion. So I really, really, really loved connecting to Awa. There's plenty of wildlife from the movies too, which add to the nerdiness and the immersion. Of course, not all of the creatures are nice. The big, nasty, aggressive animals exist in the biomes too, and boy, are they programmed to be very aggressive and realistic. I was swarmed by a bunch of those viper wolves or whatever they're called. They were kind of small-ish, and four of them total, and they attacked me so quickly that it was hard to aim my bow and arrow at them to kill them. And then later on, I accidentally stumbled into the territory of the really big rhino-like creatures, and I ran for my little blue life from the entire herd. They chased me for a surprisingly long time, and when I finally got to safety, my heart was pounding and my hands were shaking. It was very stressful, but a very cool encounter that just added to the immersion. And I guess the last thing that I really like and I am looking forward to is how I think I'm going to get a flying Ikran mount eventually. It's been teased a little bit. I have no words for how excited that actually makes me, because just the idea of flying in a game is really fun. And I hope the flying mechanics are really good. If it's jerky or clunky, it might be something that I add to the list of things that I don't like. But for now, I'm just really looking forward to it. Um, so yeah, like I said, I've only been playing for about 4 hours, so these are just my preliminary thoughts on the game. Overall, I really like it, and I'm going to be playing more of it for sure. Maybe later down the line, when I get more like 20 or so hours into the game, I don't know how long the game is supposed to be, but maybe I can do an updated review or something. I guess we'll see. I've never reviewed a game before, at least not in this way. But I hope I covered my bases pretty well and fairly. And I guess just as a disclaimer, these are my opinions on the game. So other people might have different opinions about the things that I like and dislike, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to say. And that's my review so far for the game. And you should check it out a little bit, I guess. All right. To add on to all of what I've already said, so I didn't get the chance to record when I first planned to. I was sick at the time when I first started playing the game, and I wrote the script for this little video, and my voice was completely shot. But since then, I've played double the amount of hours since, well, I initially wrote the script and played, and I think that my complaints, even the minor ones, still remain. I do think that um, I do have my Ikran mount now, though, which is absolutely incredible. I have to say, I really like it. I think the flying mechanic is great, and it's just cool in general to be able to fly. Trying to fight while flying is a bit of a different story, though. And the dismounting can be kind of slow. So there's this part of a mission where you have to land on a floating platform to do something, and there's only a limited amount of space to land, and because it takes a little while for the dismount to work, I almost fell off of the floating platform, which obviously would have killed me. So I'm not quite happy with how long it takes to dismount. And so that's something I've had to get used to a little bit. Other than that, I think the flying is now ultimately like one of my favorite parts of the game, besides the whole pure world exploration around Pandora. I do have three more new little complaints, though. The first is that the game does not utilize nearly as much spoken Navi as there was in the first few hours of gameplay, because that was something that I had originally really liked and spoke and thought highly of. So when I was invited to visit a Navi home tree, I was expecting that visiting the home tree of the Aranahe clan would let me hear a lot of Navi spoken around all around from by the NPCs, but instead they're all just speaking default English, and that kind of breaks the immersion because the Aranahe leader and many others there do not like the humans at all. So it doesn't make sense for them to be speaking English over Navi. I just wish that they were speaking Navi with each other as a reflection of their attitudes about humans. And I haven't heard anyone actually speak Navi in the game for several hours. Um, and that's a little disappointing overall because there was a good mix of it within the first couple hours of playing the game. So I thought it would carry over for the rest of it. And so far, it's just been plain English. Um, I hope that more characters later in the game do speak more Navi, and just to make more sense for the setting and their personalities and their whatever relationship they may or may not have with humankind. My second complaint is how some of the missions I've had to do that are required to progress the story are just very short and sort of pointless. And there's just been like a little bit of a chain of them in a row just to try to continue the story. I mean, why do I need to go and mediate between a husband and wife who had an argument? And why is there a little quest chain to try to get two of the resistance members to be girlfriends? It feels more like side quest material, to be honest, but it's unskippable, and it frankly has basically zero impact on the story progress overall. At least mediating between the husband and wife led into a different mission, one that was actually like important for the main plot. But the relationship development between Anka and Priya, it's not important at all. It's just there. And to be honest, they seem very heavily stereotypical in a negative way in their depiction of Anka and Priya for like what lesbians are. Like it's very stereotypical. Priya is very girlish and bubbly, and she rambles a lot, which actually has gotten incredibly annoying the more I have to deal with her throughout the story. And Anka is just a very heavily masculine, stereotypical lesbian woman. Like I said, they're both just very stereotypical, and because the relationship development feels like forced side quest material, that's part of the main storyline, and they just don't have any relevance thus far to the story progression in the plot. I gotta wonder why the relationship was even added into the game in the first place. Because they're not only just blatant stereotype, but it has no relevance beyond these little short quests. And I will concede that maybe the romance has more relevance to the plot later on in the storyline the more I do, um, but so far I just don't understand it. I wish the writing for this chain of quests related to the romantic development actually mattered to the storyline, or if it was just outright labeled a side quest, because it doesn't hold up compared to the rest of the quests in the main storyline. It just sort of seems random because you're doing a lot of very important missions, and then you're given a bunch of little quests in a row to handle these problems that your allies and the NPCs are having. And then you get to go back. And then once you do that, you get to go back and do the actual important stuff, and it just doesn't really relate to it. Um But my last new complaint is something that I've discovered the more missions I've done. Also, sometimes you get radio called from allies at HQ with tips on how to fight or what to do during a mission. Very important information, but this important information is not added to the mission log. So if you don't remember the instructions exactly, you can't look it up in the mission quest book thingy the way you can with similar games. So currently, I've died multiple times trying to stealthily break into this one RDA base alone, but I cannot for the life of me remember the instructions I was given over radio of how to do it stealthily. And I've keep being overwhelmed by the enemy forces, no matter which methods I've tried, and then I keep dying. I'll probably just have to look up a guide online of how to actually complete the mission, since I irritatingly cannot look up the information back like again because it's not on the mission info page. And I don't know why this feature is not added. Because typically, when you're given extra information related to your mission, it will show up on the mission or quest book, but it doesn't in this game. In general, though, my feelings on the game are still very positive, and I just think it's incredible to wander around Pandora and see all of the flora and fauna. Like, for example, I found a caterpillar that was probably about 2 or 3 feet long. I didn't try to go touch it because I thought it might be dangerous in some way because it's alien caterpillar, but it was a huge caterpillar and it was kind of cute and blue and fluffy. Um, so I just like exploring. I'm still fascinated by the bioluminescence, and I'm very biased when it comes to my opinion on how beautiful the scenery is, specifically at night. And I should add that Solek is absolutely husband material. And as a little bonus, I'm just grateful that there are a lot of fan creators out there making content about him for me to find, whether written or just artwork. Bless you guys. Solek is life. Yeah, so this is the first script I've really written. I'm not really sure how to sign off, but I just in general hope you like the video. Maybe check out the game and like I guess what a bit my review was. And so yeah, that's all from me, and later.